Hello everyone, this is Jeremy Cortez, branding consultant for Dare to Be Digital and Pimenco Creative Solutions. Right now we're here at Workspace 45, first co-working space located here in Angeles City, Pampanga. And of course today we are here with Virginia Bautista, the first independent LinkedIn trainer, speaker and consultant based here in the Philippines. Virginia has reinvented her career and has built a following on LinkedIn, the world's largest professional network, by building her personal brand. Because of her LinkedIn presence, she has been featured in reputable online publications including Forbes, Entrepreneur, and When in Manila. It's great to be here with you. I only have a few questions for you. So my first question is, what exactly do you do now as a LinkedIn expert?
So as a LinkedIn expert, I actually work with local and international clients on an individual level and organizational level. On the individual level, what I do is that I help executives, professionals, consultants, and freelancers leverage the power of LinkedIn so that they can build their brand and attract the right opportunities to grow their careers and their businesses. On an organizational level, I help companies in building their company presence on LinkedIn. So I have all of their staff and usually managers, I help them build their profile on LinkedIn, and then all of those profiles, when taken together and taken collectively, can actually help elevate the company's branding on LinkedIn, and that's very powerful. So that's what I do.
Wow, I really did not know that it could be really very powerful.
Yes, it is, especially for company branding. And it's good to know that a lot of companies, particularly startups, are starting to realize and discover the power of LinkedIn in really not only generating leads, but also gaining trust from prospect clients and customers.
How did you discover the power of LinkedIn?
It's a long story, but to make it short, I have been teaching college students for more than 11 years. Then in 2008, I tried to do freelance writing on the side. So it was like this 8 to 5, I was teaching in college. And then 6 to 9, I taught ESL students, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then at night, I would be writing because I was a freelance writer. And there were times when I would go back to work and I haven't slept. But my students didn't know. So that's how passionate I was with writing. And then in 2010, because I really enjoyed writing on the side, in 2010 I decided I wanted to jump in. I wanted to be a full-time freelance writer. And so I did. I left the academe, actually with heavy heart. And I left not because of the company, but because I knew there was something missing. I knew that I wanted to do something that I couldn't do at that time. So I decided to work from home in 2010. And since then, it was a risk for me because, the life of freelancers, today we have clients, tomorrow we never know if we will still have clients. And the problem is that you have bills every month.
Yes.
So you really have to be resourceful. How am I going to have recurring revenue so that, because you have to earn for the family. So when I discovered LinkedIn, I had no idea what I was doing at the beginning. I was just treating it as a CV, just like what everyone else does. So nothing is happening. And then one day, I had a series of job invites from recruiters from other countries.
Wow.
And so I started wondering, what's going on? Why are these people inviting me to apply, and how do they find me? So I was curious, and I thought there must be something on LinkedIn. So I started to be active. I read a lot. I actually bought books, so I learned a lot. Audiobooks, ebooks, or what have you. And then I tested what worked and what didn't work. And then eventually, when I learned how to do it, I had the courage to really become full-time in using LinkedIn in generating leads. But actually, the game changer was last year. The previous year was truly unimaginable for me. That was the game changer when I remember I published an article on LinkedIn, and then a Forbes contributor liked my article.
Wow.
And he commented on my article, and then a few minutes later, he sent me a direct message. I was really nervous because he asked me a lot of questions. He said, I saw in your profile that most of your clients are from the US. How are you able to do that using LinkedIn? So he asked a lot of questions. After that, he asked me, would you like to work with me on an article for Forbes? nervous, but I said yes. although at that time I wasn't confident. I was thinking, is my story worth telling? And then he said, yes, of course. So that was a game changer. I worked with him on that article, and then after that, we had another article. So the second article, because we had a lot of traction, and that really changed everything for me.
So that made me think personal branding is really important on LinkedIn. So can you tell us more about personal branding?
People these days, especially Filipinos, they work hard every single day, 9 o'clock until 5 o'clock. And sometimes they work longer hours. It's normal for Filipinos. I met a lot of Filipinos who are really work hard. But I realized that it's not enough these days that you work hard. Yes, you work hard. Yes, you get to earn for your family. But at the end of the day, there is something that you feel like something is missing. Now, I realized that you really have to stand out if you want to get noticed. It's not, being noticed as someone really good, but when you know you are good at something, if you don't communicate that, if you don't define their value, nobody will know. And that's really sad. Sometimes even your supervisor doesn't even know what you are good at. And that's because you are not really communicating that. Then I realized you have to stand out. You have to define who you are. And number two, you have to really communicate your value, which most Filipinos don't do. Personal branding is a Western concept which started in 1997. But there's already been a personal branding concept long ago. But in the Philippines, if you ask people, they still think that personal branding is about bragging. It doesn't have to be like that. You just have to reframe the perspective. Instead of telling people, me, you can reframe that. And you can say, this is how I can help you. This is how my services or my skills can help you succeed. So if you think about how you can help other people and not think about how you can lift yourself, it's going to pay off in the end. But it's hard work.
Wow, I'm learning a lot here. So can you give us some tips on how to build your personal brand on LinkedIn?
Okay. 3 tips, and then I wanna make it really simple. I call it 3 Ds. Number 1 is discover. Number 2, differentiate. And number 3, demonstrate. Now you can't skip any of these. Okay, let me take number 1, discover. Many people, recent graduates or professionals who have been there in their careers for long, sometimes they still don't know what they want in life. If you ask them, is this what you want? Is this what makes you excited? Is this the kind of job that you really want to have for the rest of your life? Most of them, they don't know. And discovery is such a long process. Imagine, in my case, it took me, how many years? I was already 30 plus when I discovered what I really wanted in life. And I learned to discover that by doing a lot of things. Because right now, even for example, in your case, you're doing a lot of things because sometimes people don't know. But as you go do a lot of things, you will do this and do that, and you will discover, oh, I love doing this. Then, no, I don't like doing this. I don't like menial tasks, but I'm more on the strategic part. This is what I want to do. So if your current job requires a lot of menial tasks, then forget about it. Go to where your skills and strengths are celebrated. So that's the first one, discover, and that's the hardest part. But if you skip that, you will not be clear with your personal brand. Number 2 is differentiate. So now you know who you are. Your goal now is to find your competitors. Find the people who have the same services, and then discover how you would stand. You really have to stand out. You can't just say you're a team leader because there are millions of people there. They are also team leaders. You can't just say I'm a digital marketer because there are millions of digital marketers, hundreds of thousands of digital marketers on LinkedIn if you search. And number 3, so you have to know what will make you stand out. And there's only one thing that I discovered that will make you stand out, and that is through your story. For example, we could be both branding expert, but your story and the set of skills that you have will make you stand out. The same thing with me. I have my own set of skills, and that will make me stand out. The problem is not everyone is willing to tell their story, and that's a huge mistake. And that was also my mistake. Number 3, demonstrate. How do you demonstrate that you are the expert? How do you demonstrate who you are, what you are, how you do things for your clients, and why you do things? That's very important. So can discover different shade and demonstrate.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yes.
It's very simple, but you know, we can keep those in mind to build a strong personal brand on LinkedIn. Thank you so much, Virginia. That's it for now. And thank you everyone for your time. If you want to learn more about how to leverage LinkedIn for success, follow Virginia. And if you want to learn more about the power of branding in the digital age, follow me or connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you.